All right, we're going to go ahead and we're going to find some limits here. Now, on this one, evaluating limits using graphs, this is f of -1. Basically, what I'm asking you here is f of x equals y. So this is the f function, this is the y function. Here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, -1. This is a -1, -2, -3. So I'm asking you, what is the y value when x is -1? Well, x is -1, the y value is going to be the number 1. That is an open circle, meaning not included. So right here, the answer would be a 1. When f equals 1, what is the y value? The y value, here's the close, that's going to be a 2. When f is 2, that's an open, so that's not included. That one's included, so that answer is -1. Now go ahead and do g right now. This is the g function. At g is -3, you should have got the number 1. At -10, now -10 is not on here. However, you see this arrowhead? That means that all the values after this will all be the number 1. So even though -10 was not on here, because that arrowhead, it has to be a 1. And then -1, that is not included. That one is included. So the answer is actually a 2 here. Now we're going to go into limits. Now remember, limits is when it's on a negative, that means left side. If it's a positive, that means a right side. So right here, we're looking at f of x. Now you want the value at -1. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to block off half of it because I'm only looking at that side. So -1 is right here. And this little negative means the left side of -1. So I'm only looking at the left side of -1, which is right there. And that is the y value is going to equal a +1. Right here, I'm looking at the positive side, which is the right side of -1. So here's x is -1. I'm looking at the right side of it. And right before it hits -1, that answer is going to be a 2. Now, if you notice, if you're approaching -1, it's not going to the same number. One's going up here, one's going down here. So because it's not going to the same number, the limit does not exist. And notice how right here, it does not have a plus or a minus. That means that the left and the right side have to be the same, but it's not. It's going to 2 different numbers. Now let's do g. Here's g. Here is a -1. You're looking at the left side of it. You're looking at the left side of it. So looking at the left side of it, even though it's closed right there, you're not actually plugging in the number. You're looking at the number right to the left of it. So you're looking at -1.000001, which is the answer 1. Next, I'm going to look at the right side of -1. So remember, you're looking at the g function. This is the g one. I'm going to look at the right side of -1. So there's -1. I want the right side of it. Now you want basically -0.99999, which the answer is going to be a 1. Same here on this side, you're looking at -1.0001. You're looking at the number right before it. So basically right here, the limit as it goes to -1. So because the limit on the left and the right side is going to the same number, the limit does exist and the answer is going to be a 1. Now I understand that that's an open circle, but it doesn't matter. The limit on both sides is approaching the same number. So that's why it's the number 1. Now go ahead and hit pause, and I want you guys to solve the rest of them. I am going to put the answers up, but I want to see if you guys are getting them correct, or actually you guys can check to see if you're understanding it or not. So go ahead and hit pause and solve them. I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to solve them now. So right here, we're looking at the function f of x, which is this one. You want 0 from the left side. So here is 0 from the left side, and that number is going to be a 2. You want 0 from the right side. That's also going to be the number 2. So because the limit from the left and the right side are both going to 2, the answer is 2. G of x is this one. You are now evaluating at x is 2. So here's x is 2. You're looking at the negative side, which is the left side of it. So on the left side of it, so at 1.99999, it's going to be, the y value is going to be a 0. Right here, you're looking at to the right side of 2, which is at 2.0001, which the answer is going to be a 0. And because the limit on both sides is going to 0, it's going to be a 0. Here's the f function. I want the value at 2. So here's 2. The negative means the left side of it. So on the left side of it, it's going to the number 1. It's going to the number 1. So like at 1.99999, the answer is going to be a 1 because it's ending right there. Now on this one, you want 2 from the positive side. So you're looking at the right side of it. So at 2.0001, the answer is going to be a negative 1. So you're doing the limit at 2. Look, it's not going to the same number. It's right here. This is a jump. So the limit does not exist. On this one, we have a negative infinity. So as x goes to negative infinity on f of x, so this is f of x. Negative infinity is over here. Well, notice you have this arrowhead. That means it's going to continue going down. So the y value is actually going to be a negative infinity. Here we have g of x. G of x, and we're saying x is going to positive infinity. So here's g of x, and x is going to positive infinity, which is all the way to the right. This arrowhead means it's going to go all the way up. So this is going to be a positive infinity. You don't have to put the positive there. Here's g of x, and we're going to go negative infinity. So here's g of x. X is going to negative infinity. We have this arrowhead, and that arrowhead is at the number 1. So I hope you guys got all of these correct.